Welcome back. Haha, just kidding. I don't have to wear a mask when I'm talking to you guys. Hope everybody's doing well. My town today just mandated you have to wear a mask. So I think we're a little late to the party. So now you have to. That's cool with me. I kind of like it. Anything to kind of hide behind, I love. So anyway, so today we are going to talk about the paranormal again. It has been quite a while, I think, since I've made a video on the paranormal, and there's partly a reason for that, and I feel like I'm finally ready to tell you, and that is that I started a blog, a paranormal blog, and I started it in October of 2019, but I feel like I've made enough posts that it's worth sharing. So if you care to visit, it is forteantea.wordpress.com, and it's just a lot of the same kind of ruminations that I would put here on my YouTube. But some of the time I just feel like it's better in written form, and sometimes I feel like a video doesn't really contribute to the paranormal community, in terms of research or in terms of thinking or theory or whatever. So I decided to start blogging. I think it's pretty cool. My last post was about the number 3 in the paranormal, and the idea that if something happens in threes, then it's automatically demonic. So I'm kind of picking that apart and asking questions and really trying to reframe it and look at it in a way of is it really demons if it's in threes? Can we just step back for a second? Anyway, and then the post before that was about sleep paralysis, and my thoughts on it. So anyway, check it out if you care. But today, I thought that this subject would be best done as a video rather than a blog post. So here I am again to talk about the paranormal with you. And the subject is, what kind of person becomes a ghost? So I don't believe that everybody becomes a ghost. Obviously, probably most of us don't think that. Some souls seem to just cross over and they're never heard from again, and then some souls stay behind and be ghosts. I hate to use such elementary terms, but just bear with me. So I've been thinking, what makes a ghost? Is it a certain circumstance? Is it a certain kind of death? Is it a certain kind of mindset that person has? Or is it a certain personality, a certain type of person who is more likely to become a ghost? Do people become ghosts when they can't accept death? Do people become ghosts because they feel really strongly about some unfinished business? Is it people who can't come to terms with the way that they died? And I know I'm sure you've heard too, that there are some instances where someone doesn't realize they're dead, and so they don't pass on. And I've also heard many anecdotes wherein a spirit is trapped, whether energetically or whether trapped by another spirit, or even trapped by a living person's mourning. But here's this question that popped into my mind. I'm sure you know some intense people in your life. Are these intense people more likely to become ghosts? Are the more intense people more likely to leave behind ghostly phenomena, whether it's energy, whether it's a residual haunting, or whether it's their actual soul? Okay, so think about the most stoic person you know. For me, my dad comes to mind. He's a man of very few emotions and very few words. He's always straight-faced, always collected, and always monotone. And he rarely makes waves at all of any kind. And I can't really picture Dad becoming a ghost. If he was a ghost that was haunting his house, what would he do? What would he even do? Now, picture the most intense person you know. It could be someone who's very loud, very excitable, very animated, someone who's very expressive, someone who feels all of their emotions very deeply, maybe somebody who has very high highs and very low lows, or it could even be someone who tends to hold in their emotions till a point where they explode. Maybe it's someone who always wants to be noticed, like always wants to be the center of attention or something. Now, can you picture that person becoming a ghost? So I've been like looking around at people in my life or people that I follow online, and some people are just so intense. Like their entire spectrum of who they are is always with intensity. Some of the funniest or happiest people I know also tend to have some of the deepest sadness or the lowest lows. And some of the most brilliantly talented people are often ones who also have profound suffering. These people who experience life more intensely, are they more prone? Do they have a greater potential to become a ghost? That is my question. Because I don't know, like I think about somebody like that, and it's easier for me to picture an intense person being an active ghost, being someone who feels some type of way about death or being dead or losing their life or whatever, to maybe make them likely to stay around. But then I also thought about the type of person who's very resistant to change, the type of person who's rigid or inflexible. Perhaps they are likely to become a ghost because they can't flex to the fact, they can't shift to the fact that they have died, and instead they want to fight it, and they can't go forward, they can't move on, and they just choose to stay here because they are resistant to change. They are stubborn. But then, of course, the question is, when we die, how much of our human personality is retained? Because, I mean, I think there's like, some of our personality is due to like the biology of the body that we're in, but our soul itself may not retain all of those characteristics, if that makes sense. So, you know, if I died, am I still like Katie who likes heavy metal and the color pink, or like in french fries, you know, like, or am I past that once I'm dead? So, and if you don't cross over, if you stay here as a ghost, like, are you still you? Like, do you still have your personality? I think it can be different. I think it can differ. I think some ghosts may not like fully realize who they are, and then some ghosts like are still them. But you know, if we did lose all of our like human-y personality, then my theory about intense people become ghosts is just out the window, like, because all of that is shed. Now, I'm not coming on here trying to imply that I'm the first person that's ever asked this question or like thought on this before, but I just think about myself. Like, I don't laugh loudly, I don't scream and cry, I don't really cry out loud, I don't, you know, wake up from nightmares, I don't slam things, I don't yell, I don't have really, really intense emotions. I'm pretty like level, and that makes me wonder, am I less likely to leave behind an energetic imprint of some kind or become a full-fledged ghost? I'm very like go with the flow myself, and I just picture like when I die, I'll just like go with it. That is, if I retain this personality that I have right now. But yeah, so if nothing traps me when I die, whether it's like karma or energy or like some other entity or even like feng shui, I don't know, like if I don't get trapped, I don't think I would stay here by choice, and I don't think I would trap myself by choice upon death. But yeah, I've been thinking about these people that are like really intense, or like I've just been thinking about all these different personality types. Like maybe someone who's really rebellious, like is an intense or rebellious person, more likely to become a ghost, while a chill or relaxed person is less likely to become a ghost. That's what I'm getting at. And maybe it's kind of morbid for me to like assess people I know and be like, I could see them as a ghost, or I know what they'd be like if they were a ghost. And I know it's such like an elementary way of looking at life and death and souls and energy and all that stuff, but I think sometimes ghosts are just what we think they are. Not all the time, of course, but I do think that there are some just like trapped souls or souls that chose to stick around. But I hope I explained this good. This went a little quicker than I thought it would. So let me know what you think, or what do you know? Let me know if you think you would become a ghost. I know, of course, like if you have like a traumatic death or you're surprised or something like that, like there are all kinds of factors that could like make you a ghost, but I also can't help but think, I guess I've been watching a lot of ghost shows where like someone just died in their house, like it wasn't a big deal or whatever, they just died, but then they still stuck around, and I'm like, is that because of like the type of person that they are? Because it doesn't always seem to be circumstantial. Like sometimes it seems to be like an option. It's hard to put all this into words. See, I thought this would be a good video, but maybe it's not. So yeah, anyway, do let me know what you think. And if you have any requests for paranormal topics, whether here on the channel or on my blog, Fortean Tea, let me know. I'm planning on doing that for a long time. So until then, stay safe, everyone. Bye.